All right, here we go. YouTube, we're back. Tier list number 3, I believe, now on the channel. Today we're doing all Fortnite POIs up till Chapter 5, Season 4. This is updated. We made this tier list before, but I never got it posted. We're going to do that now. So, let's hop into it. What does S and double S mean? S means like the best, double S means even better than that, the greatest. So yes, let's do it. Let's get into it. So we're gonna go from the top to the bottom, just like always. And oh man, they even got reloaded in here. Okay, this is super updated. This is good. Yeah. Okay, so starting off.
1676 just followed.
Starting off with Tilted Towers. Tilted Towers, this is easy. Everybody should have the same answer. Tilted Towers is a double S tier location. Tilted Towers is so good. It will always be a double S tier location. It's perfect. The perfect amount of battle, action, loot. The way it's built is super cool. The buildings are unique. It's a perfect location. I mean, landing at the pawn shop, getting to the underground spot, taking the low ground, or you can take the high ground, get Trump Tower, have an instant battle. It's double S. If you like action and you want to go for high kill games, this is your place to land. Double S, easy. Pleasant Park. Chad, I'm going to be a little biased here. Not biased, but also biased. Anything Chapter 1 is perfect. They really did the game perfectly. So that's this little teaser. Pleasant Park. Once again, this is another sweaty spot, but it's so good. The loot is good. Landing broken down house was always my go-to. Farming up off those trees that are in the house, getting the chest on the top, jumping down, crouching through, getting the loot, hitting the trees, going down. I mean, it's a great house. Teammate lands next to you in blue house. Meet up. Boom. It's another double S. These are two perfect POIs. And it's another chaotic place, but it's all even. Tilted Towers, you got high grounds, you got low grounds. Pleasant Park, you either got a house or you're 2 builds below them. So it's pretty even there. Retail Row. I mean, why did they have to cook so hard? Chapter 1, they cooked so hard. Retail Row, if it's a first spot, it's a sweaty spot. I mean, you could say that about most places, but again, it's you know, landing grocery store and then pushing into the town itself, or landing broken down house, both broken down houses, meeting up and pushing into the dog house. Again, it's amazing. I love it. Loot is really good. It's a unique location. It's a good place on the map. This is another double S tier spot. Now, as we can tell, what's the repeating thing here? A lot of these Chapter 1s are double S. They're really good. They're really good. What was so perfect if I think about the Chapter 1 map is it was perfectly spread out. The map wasn't too big, and they were adding cool things, and the POIs were perfect distance apart. So you got that break of action, but also it wasn't that much of a break. So if I just wiped out Salty Springs and I'm headed over to Tilted Towers, it's not that far. It's got a little bit of a distance, but I can get there in a reasonable amount of time. Same with Dusty Divot, all that stuff. Greasy Grove. This was the first place I ever landed in Fortnite. I landed Doghouse. My first ever game of Fortnite at Doghouse. And I remember getting a purple tack, crouch walking about the entire game, making it to top 5, and I think I died 3rd. Amazing game. This has a nostalgic factor, but also, again, it's another great town. It's cool. It's right next to Viking Village. The basketball court. The restaurant is so cool. It's so cool. Again, chat, we're going to give that double S tier. Easy. Easy. Salty Springs. Another amazing POI. I can't even tell you a favorite spot I have on the Chapter 1 map because they're all so good. There's some a little bit better than others. Like if I'm going to pick Flush Factory, it's more nostalgic than my favorite. But Salty Springs, so good. It's a small area with a lot of action. It was Tilted Towers before Tilted Towers. Now, it was still very good after Tilted Towers came out, but it did take away some of the action. But, you know, landing, like I said, Broken Down House is always my place. I land Broken Down House, my teammate would land the small house, meet up, push on the blue house, take that over, and blue house is where you want to be. That had height over everybody. It's the back, so nobody's going to push from behind you. It's a perfect area if you can take that. Loot was pretty scarce, but the action was great, and so the scarce loot, if you made plays with that little bit of loot you had, it felt great, especially when Siphon was out. When Siphon was out, you low, you get a kill, 50 HP back, you're back in the game. You got 4 shotgun shots and you're making stuff happen. It feels great. What are we giving it? We're gonna give it double S. Ghostly Void. I appreciate the bit, brother. You're awesome. You are awesome, bro. You are awesome. Right now it is 8 bits for text-to-speech. People kind of made me put it up. They were saying some weird stuff. Lonely Lodge. This was the second POI that I decided to land at. And after Greasy Grove, this was my bread and butter. This was the place. I would go get 999 mats. There was great loot. It was really unpopulated. Not a lot of people landed there. And I loved it. Cool spot. It was a really cool spot. When they had the mushrooms, you could get full shield without wasting any minis or bigs or chug splashes or anything, slurp juice, anything like that. It was a good spot, really good spot. I love it. Now it is. I don't think it's a double S tier. It's not a double S tier, but what is it? It's an S tier. It's clever. It's cool. I love that in Chapter 1 they kept the same letter. Tilted Tower, Salty Springs, Pleasant Park, Retail Row, Greasy Grove, Lonely Lodge. I love that. I don't know why, but it's got a great charm to it. Fatal Fields. Man. Fatal Fields was so good. Man. I'm trying to think of which one I prefer, Anarchy Acres or Fatal Fields. Honestly, that's tough. They're a tie. They're both so good. Fatal Fields, I believe that was the bottom of the map, correct? I'm gonna fact check this. It's been a little while. Fatal, OG Fortnite Chapter 1 map. Okay. Let's see, images. Yep, Fatal Fields at the bottom, Anarchy Acres was at the top. I think it depended where the battle bus was coming from. I couldn't really go wrong. They were both really good. Hold on. I need to see something. Okay. Yep. Oh my gosh. They got rid of Anarchy Acres. I remember that. I was sad. Anarchy Acres was... You got the house. You got the 2 barns. It was less loot, but again, good action. If you got the house, you kind of win. You get the high ground. There's better loot in there. You go to the back of the house. There's that chest under the thing. Oh man, that's a great POI. Anarchy Acres gets an S. I loved Anarchy Acres. It was just Fatal Fields. I would always land the stables. Yeah. Oh man, I'm looking at a picture of it, and geez, it's amazing. I would always land the stables, and Yep, I would always land stables. My teammate would land the red barn. And we'd push to the house, take house. Or I would land behind the house in the cornfield. And then push up on the house. I wasn't one to usually land at the house. Like to get the loot before going in there. Yeah, no, and Fatal Fields again is an S tier. They made 2 farm locations. Basically, they're really similar, but they both had their own personality to them and their creativity to them. So they're both really good. Tomato Town. It's like a toned down Salty Springs. When the battle bus was in the right position, that place was popping. I would always land bridge. People would be coming in from Wailing. The one person a game that would land Wailing Woods would be pushing in there. But yeah, when Tomato Town was cool. Tomato Town was really cool. It's not a double S. I didn't land there. I landed there. I landed the bridge like the underground bridge. I'd land the top, go down, loot up. Or that bridge outside the wooden bridge. 2 of those places. I landed there decent, but I usually pushed into there. But it's really good. Creative. Cool. I love the tomato restaurant. I love the burger restaurant. I love when they do the restaurants. Dusty Depot. It is very good. And I mean, the loot wasn't that good, but it's a really cool location. I loved the location. I loved every OG Fortnite location, like I said. They're all so good. I love them all a lot. It's so hard to just, not give them double S. Like, I would give every single one of them double S, but I gotta have some fairness here for terms of loot and creativity and action. So, Dusty Depot. I would say I'm gonna give it an S. Creative. I love the 3 barns. The loot wasn't crazy, and if you landed on the top, you break the ceiling, you got advantage over everybody. You get an AR, you get a scar off rip, and you're tearing everybody up. You build, you get to the next one, you do the same thing. The high ground is insane, but it was a fun location. Risky Reels. This place, with that challenge put in there, search chests at Risky Reels. It made this place absolute chaos. It was Tilted Towers, shrunk down, with like 2 chests in the entire area. There was like, I'm gonna exaggerating a little bit, maybe there's like 10. There was no loot at all, and it was so action-packed. So action-packed. It was such a good location, but it wasn't amazing for loot. It was good action if you got the loot, but most of the time it was other people getting the loot and you getting destroyed. I'm gonna give it I don't want to give it. I'm gonna give it a. This is tough. A or S. We're gonna give it an A. I love it. But it was not very good to land there in reality. Snobby Shores. I swear, if you landed Snobby Shores, no matter what was going on, the storm was always across map and you were dead to storm. The place never wanted to produce any Neds for the storm. So you'd be running, when they added ATKs and shopping carts, it kind of helped a little bit. But most of the time it was, oh, we got really good loot, but we also have an across map run there. Oh man, I remember that. I would always land the far modern house with the basement. That was my place. And there was, there would maybe be a squad landing there a game. So it was never anything crazy for action. It was kind of just like a loot up spot, but I loved it. That's gonna get an A. Flush Factory. I love this place. Creative. There was not much action, to be fair. The loot was good. You could farm up metal. You could break out the toilets for some brick. And yeah, I mean, if you were trying to play the long game, that was your place to go. Back in OG Fort, when the game first started, when I got scared to play solos, when I was like nervous first couple weeks the game came out. Flush Factory was a place. Flush Factory, the prison was a good spot to land because it was just so chill. So I'm gonna give that place another. I like it better than these two. It's gonna get an S. Just the environment is what gives it that S. It's just a cool location. Shifty Shafts. This place is already getting a double S. Amazing. Amazing. I would land here if I didn't want to land Tilted. We push up the hill, loot up there, get some kills, push up the hill into Tilted. It was so good. So good. And the place is super cool. The loot was good. You got great mats. You could go to Greasy. You could go to Tilted Towers. I mean, it was a great spot. Great, cool spot. They did it great. Having those fights in the mine shafts itself were crazy intense because you couldn't build all that much. It was kind of like who can outplay the other person better. Once building started to get incorporated a little bit more in editing, there was a different change in skill there. But for a while, I was peeking around the corner, and it was still that, So, Loot Lake. We're talking about this is OG Loot Lake. OG Loot Lake gets a double S. The problem with this place is walking in the water right away was a death sentence. You were walking at probably a foot an hour. You take a step and then you have to wait an hour. It was so slow. Building in the water was terrible. If you got knocked in the water, your teammate can find you, but you can't find the person you knocked. Loot sits in the water, so you're just picking up random stuff. But landing those factories was a hot spot for me. Again, that's a spot you'd land and you could push into Pleasant. You could push into Tilted Towers. You could push Loot Lake. The two factories were two great spots for a duo game. So let's get in double S. And the environment is crazy cool. Crazy cool. Haunted Hills is going to get an S. I love Haunted Hills. I love Haunted Hills. It's a great... It was a great Halloween update, a cool spot. The loot isn't crazy. I think I would more like the environment itself. But I have had some good fights there. Good fights for sure. Moisty Mire. I remember when this place got traded out for Paradise Palms. Moisty Mire and the prison were two great spots. Again, that was a spot I would land. You'd get 999 wood, you get some decent loot, and you would go Skybase, or you'd have some, a good camping game. I remember hitting my first Skybase win. We landed Moisty Mire. We farmed up to 999, we got some brick, we got some metal, and the entire game built up, did the sky base. Mid-game, we have a supply drop land on our sky base. Crazy luck. I get a gold scar. That's when the gold scar was literally the greatest thing ever. This was Chapter 1, Season 1. And we got down to the 2v2v1. These two guys, they died to this one guy. And me and my buddy are sitting on the top of the base. He builds out a little more. He takes a shot. I pull out the sky. Do. Headshot. Dead. Win. We won a Skybase game. That's my one and only Skybase win ever. I clipped it. That is probably my favorite Fortnite win of all time. Great memory. This is back when the OG music would kick in. The storm would go from like this to like really small, It just sort of a glitch. Yeah, that's a great win. That's a great win. Junk Junction, again, is an S. You get good metal. There's good loot for a duo or a squad. You got the llama up top. The only problem is that you'd be way out. Way out! Gotta walk 5 miles to get to Circle. Wailing Woods. It's gonna get an A. Loot was actually horrible. It was like one tiny building. They kind of made it a little bit better with like random chests around, but it was not worth it to land there. You could get 999 wood. There's a couple buildings. There's like the edit building behind there. There was like the frog or the crab. So it wasn't good at all, but it was good to get mats. So it gets an A. I love the environment too. Lucky Landing. This place is gonna get an S as well. I remember when this season came out, I woke up at 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning before school, and I waited for that update. I got on at like 6:20, and I played till like 7:50 before school. And I remember sitting at school all day, watching Ninja on Twitch, I landed Lucky Landing's my first game, and I love that place. It's a cool area, and I still love it. It's on the edge of the map, but it's got great action, and it's just it's a lucky place, man. You get good loot. Dusty Divot, original Dusty Divot. It's gonna get a double S. The storyline was great. The meteor coming in was awesome. The hop rocks were crazy. The place itself was super cool. The only thing that kind of sucked was that if you got people out on the outskirts, you're kind of dead. You got people shooting down at you, but we still had parts of Dusty. We had 2 of the crates still alive, along with all these hop rocks. You had the space season. It was great. That was great. Dusty Divot with all the trees is gonna get an S. It's not as good as Dusty Divot with. I'm gonna give it double S. Change my mind. It is still so cool, and this time you get mats. You got some coverage. It's just a little. Honestly, it's just a little bit better. I don't know if they still have the hop rocks though. So if they don't have the hop rocks, then it's worse. But I don't specifically remember. Lazy Links, double S. If you don't think this place is fire, you're wrong. In Fortnite OG, when it came back, I landed here so much. It was such a good spot. The loot is good. It's crazy cool. It's a golf course, pool, country club environment. Landing on top of here, you get the chest, you just push down, and it was crazy. I remember Tifu's game where he landed here. I think he had double heavy shotguns, and he was just killing it. He was killing it. So that place is double S. Amazing. ATKs came out. You could push over to Loot Lake, then push over to Tilted Towers. Tomato Temple, I think, is just a worse version. Oh, I don't know about worse. It's a cool change on Tomato Town. There was more loot. It got a little more popular. Yeah, but still really cool. They kept the tomato. They were like worshiping the tomato. Cool stuff. Paradise Palms. Now, if any of you say anything other than this, you got a wrong answer. It's a double S tier area. It was like a new Tilted Towers on the edge of the map. We were in a sand area. You got the little town behind that. But Paradise itself, landing on the hotel, was great. You got high ground on these people, but then it was just so much action. It was a new Tilted Towers, new feels. Great area. Leaky Lake. This place is gonna get an A. Max, thank you for the 2 roses, bro. I appreciate you. Leaky Lake, it's cool. I like the change. This is after like Kevin the Cube or something came out, and they got like the pillars there. I think the 0 point was below that. And so it was like there was no house anymore, I don't think. It was just like loot around, loot on the top, and then loot on the top. It was cool. I like the change. And again, they did a great. They didn't have to change the POIs. They added POIs, which I loved, and they took POIs away, which was fine. Gives a reset, a refresh. But they did a great job. Like if they had Loot Lake, they switched it to Leaky Lake, a new feel to just a twist on the original, which is we're still familiar with it. It's still good. We'd have to change the map every 2 minutes. Polar Peak. This season was absolute peak. It's an S tier area. It had the cool sword. The castle was sick. The monster was below it. I mean, it was so cool. So cool. I would give it, yes, a double S tier. I loved landing here. The only problem was that sometimes I'd be here thinking I could build, fall down to my death. Now, the thing that sucked about that season, though, is they took away my greasy growth. They took away my greasy growth. Frosty Flights, again, double S tier. They brought the planes, which were super annoying, but super fun. I have a crazy, I remember it was, school got canceled. I was playing all morning. I pull out the heavy sniper. I'm on the plane. It's spinning, okay? I switch to the back passenger seat. It's falling. This guy's in a plane above me. Switch to the passenger seat, pull out my sniper. I'm moving down. This guy's flying up. Pull out my sniper. Shot, headshot. Get back in the plane, fly. Crazy, crazy, crazy shot. Good place. Happy Hamlet is gonna get an S. I loved Happy Hamlet. It was pretty action-packed. I hated the roofs. The roofs, though, you couldn't stand on them for crap. It was super annoying. But it was a very fun place to land. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Sorry. Sunny Steps. I would say Sunny Steps. That place, it was very cool. I liked the idea of it. The loot was okay. No, I liked it. It was good. It's an A. I think it's creative. It's cool. I think it's like, I don't know what it's supposed to be based off of, but it's really, yeah, I liked it. Lazy Lagoon is gonna get an S. I loved the cannons, the pirate field. The ship was sweet. I mean, it was a great area. Good action. Yeah. Tomato Temple Season 8. I don't remember a whole bunch from this, but I'm just gonna give it another S. It's just like regular Tomato Temple. But yeah, I mean, good loot. It keeps the place interesting. People want to land there. It's fun. The Block. I love this place, and they need to do something like this again. Have people create maps. It's such a good idea. You know, they don't always have to be coming up with something, but top voted maps of the week get to be on here, and some of them were super cool. Remember the giant triangle one? You could jump in the sides, the bottom, the top. You couldn't get in, but you could be sitting on the outside. I mean, it was kind of annoying, but it was also a very good act. You know, it kept people landing there. It kept action there because it was something new every week or every 2 weeks. So, that's good. Neo Tilted. This place is gonna get an A. Neo Tilted was a crazy cool idea, and I love the environment, but the loot was not the best. The rails, no, the flying things were cool, but the mats sucked. I remember everything was metal, and you get like two or one metal a hit on stuff. I didn't like it all that much. I didn't really land there compared to regular Tilted Towers, so it's an A, and it's still very cool, but it's just okay. Mega Mall, oh man, they had the combat shotgun out. This replaced, I believe, Retail Row, but I loved it. It was very cool. Again, those flying things around that would take you up, they were cool. They were annoying because people could get away, but they were very cool. Mega Mall was cool. That's when Chug Splashes came out, I believe, or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, good season. Good place. Pressure Plant is an S. I'm gonna give it an S. It was a cool place. The lava was annoying, but kind of cool. You could skip across it. It was pretty good action, but it was again very creative for the storyline. I had no idea where they're going with this, and then now we get to Pressure Plant pre-event. That's another S tier area. We got the mech. He's about to kick some butt. He's about to destroy the monster, and you get to see him getting built, and it was really cool. The only thing is, I don't think you could build near him, so like I fell to my death a couple times. I don't know, but again, S, very creative. Tilted Town. This might be a hot take. People hated on this, but I thought it was a great change. A great. It was very fun. Very fun. Once you got the hang of it, I loved it. It's an S tier. Tilted Town was so cool. The cowboy vibes. Every skin got some cowboy look to it. There was only 6 shooters, hunting rifles, and pump shotguns. There was no building in there. I hated when people found that glitch out, though. The glitch where you could build was annoying. I only ran across that a couple times, but yeah, it was a great switch up. Tilted Towers still had great action. It was fun. Retail Row Rift Zone is again S. It's not double S. It was annoying to jump around in there. People were flying so high, but it was cool. having the Rift Zone is just cool. So it's just regular retail row. Gotham City is another S. That was a collaboration that I liked. That's back when Fortnite didn't rely on collaborations, but they still did collaborations once in a while that were cool. The Thanos was cool. Gotham City was cool. Things like that once in a while is cool. When they base a whole season around it, that's not cool. So I love that there was the Batarang, there was the grapple gun. You could fly, you know, if you jumped, you could always pull out the cape and fly around. It was great. Your glider fly around. It was cool. Very cool. Very cool switch up on Tilted Towers. Moisty Palms. Oh man, I forgot about this. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Moisty Palms. S tier. It brought back Moisty Mire and I was so happy. I loved Moisty Mire, you know, even though it isn't, it's an S tier place. I loved Moisty Mire. Very, very nostalgic for me. So bringing it back after that long was crazy awesome. Even though it wasn't exactly what it was still good. And having people land there was cool. It was good action. Good mats, good loot. There's a combination of two great things. Pandora Rift Zone. I don't remember this. Hold on. I need to see this. Pandora Rift Zone. Oh, I love this place. This was the Borderlands collab. Oh man, that place. It was so cool. You looked all Borderlands. You had like the Borderlands design when you walked in there. The POI was cool itself. The action was good. I think you got like cash for killing people and you could buy things. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, that place was cool. For sure. I like that place. Starry Suburbs. I thought it was very cool, but I didn't land there all that often. But it was like just like I think Starry Suburbs was the rundown. Hold on, I need to look real quick. Yeah, it was the rundown place. Yeah, it was getting built up, rundown. I didn't land there all that much, but I liked it. Salty Springs Chapter 2. Again, you can't really hate on this. It's an S tier place. Chapter 2 was a little boring. It was a little long, but another double S tier. It's Salty Springs, dude. You can't go wrong with that. Pleasant Park Chapter 2. Again, chat, it's a double S tier. You can't go wrong with these places, and that's the thing that Fortnite has to continue doing with Chapter 6. They don't have to bring back OG every time, but, you know, bring things back that keep players playing, and, you know, the nostalgia factor is a huge thing, but then these were genuinely just good POIs. Just great POIs. Seriously. They were just great and well put together, and so bringing them out, it's fun. 7th Retail Row Chapter 2. It's another double S tier place. It's just Retail Row, and it's so good. Craggy Cliffs. Oh, I remember landing here. It kind of sucked. They had that top building. It was like that fishing area. It was like you could go below it, you could go above it. If they have the top thing, you just get destroyed. But again, they came into Chapter 2 dropping great POIs. Very cool. This place I'm going to give a B. It's very cool, but it was on the edge of the circle, or the edge of the map. It wasn't my favorite. Retail Row is mid, just like you. Shut up, Major Bung. You're being mean! Okay, Holly Hedges. I need to see the what it looks like from top view. Oh, this place was great. I loved it. It was kind of like Retail Row. It was like a reskinned Retail Row. It was I loved the plant building in the middle. That's why it kind of reminds me of it. It was like it. I landed here pretty frequently. The action was okay. The loot was good. It was just like a worse version of Greasy Grove, but that's okay. It was still really good. Weeping Woods. Some of these, chat, I gotta get a refresh. Just because oh man, this place was cool too. It's not as cool as Lonely Lodge, but again, it was really cool. It's just like Lonely Lodge. It's like a reskinned Lonely Lodge. A lot of these I do have to get a refresh on. Misty Meadows. This place was... It's like the Chapter 5 place. It was literally just a reskin place. I remember when the trailer came out for this place. I didn't like it all that much. I thought it's not bad, but it was just okay. The roofs were annoying to land on. The loot was good. The action was pretty good. You know, I'm gonna boost that up actually to an A. It was a good spot. Go Yankees! It was a good spot, yeah. Lazy Lake. A lot of these Chapter 2 ones. Oh my gosh. Are kind of fuzzy. I remember. I just have to I have to look at them. Lazy Lake was... Oh, that place sucked. There was no loot. No, that place is a B tier place or C tier place. If I'm thinking of the right spot, if it's what they showed me, that place is mid. Is so mid. That is not what it is. That is not Lazy Lake. No, that's not Lazy Lake. Hold on. No, change your mind. I was thinking of something else. This is what I was thinking of. Lazy Lake is double S tier. This was my favorite Chapter 2 drop spot. It had great action. It had great loot. I loved it. It was well put together. It was a great design, great layout. It wasn't too much of an advantage for everybody. I'd always try and land the big building and then just take on everybody else, you know, just try and fight everybody else. I loved that place. That's probably my favorite Chapter 2 spot in all of Chapter 2. Sweaty Sands is another great one. I loved it. It was like Paradise Palms, little change, smaller. It had a great vibe to it. It was good. I loved it. Yep. Dirty Docks. I need to get a refresh on this. Dirty Docks is... Oh, this place was cool. I like Dirty Docks. Dirty Docks, again, it was good action. It had good loot. It was on the edge of the map. That was not really that bad, but yeah, it was okay. Steamy Stacks, I'm gonna give a S. I love that you could fly up on those things. George, thank you for the TikTok, bro. I appreciate you. Yeah, it was a cool spot. Great rotation. Cool. Creative.
Bed Wars 2 just followed.
Bed Wars, thank you for the follow, bro. I appreciate you. Slurpy Swamp is an A tier. It's a cool idea. You could get shields in the water. Creative, you know, running with that. I love how they run with the slurp, like that drink all the time. Having a POI after it is crazy cool. The Agency is a double S tier area. It was the Tilted Towers of Chapter 2, Season 2, for sure. Getting Midas's drum gun was insanely rewarding. Getting into the vault was insanely rewarding. I think the helicopter was there, I believe. It was somewhere. You can get it, fly. That was crazy awesome. But the action was always there. You had to fight NPCs plus actual people. It was you know, coming out of there winning the last people. That was amazing. The Shark, I didn't land here all that much, to be honest. I think it is it's cool. Look at it. It's a giant shark in the rock. Yeah. It's cool. I remember being up here though a couple times, and I think I tried to jump down here and in the water died. That's about my only memory from the Shark. The Grotto, getting the minigun here was awesome. I loved it. Landing through the top was cool. Just jumping into the water and then swimming out and going after loot, killing Brutus, getting the minigun. Yeah, great spot. That's an S. The Rig. I didn't land here all that much, but when I do, I remember it being it was not my favorite. Does the text-to-speech work? Yes, it does. It's 8 bits for text-to-speech or a sub. The Rig, yeah, cool. Once again, Holy crap, we have a lot to go. Should we part two this, chat? Should we part two this? Yeah, the rig, it was okay. The yacht, I remember landing here, and it wasn't my favorite, but I do think it's a very cool spot. It's an S, or it's an A. Same with the Deadpool. There's not a lot I have to say about it. I think there was good action, but at the same time, it wasn't something I landed at all the time. I think that the Deadpool one is actually cooler than the yacht, just because Deadpool's cool. The Authority, I did not like this place. I thought it was a crappy, downgraded version of the Agency. I know they're trying to keep the water out, but I never really landed here. It just wasn't my favorite. The Fortilla, this is where I got my first Fortnite Chapter 2 PC win ever. Charged shotgun. I'm going to give it an A. Now these places, they are still very good, but the water was kind of annoying. I mean, there was some, I don't know. The rig. Let's look. This place was not, no, it's not good. I can just tell by the picture. I don't even remember landing here. That's how I can tell it's not good. It's a C tier. The loot is not good at all. It's tiny. Maybe for ratting, playing the long game, it's decent. You can get some loot and be where people aren't gonna land. But man, it's not good. Catty Corner, I think it's cool. That's where the cat was. Meow Skulls. I never really landed here. I remember rushing it. Like I remember having a 2v2v1 or something that I clutched up and there. That's about my only memory from there though. Chapter 2, Season 4, I kind of quit playing. Well, we got to go Coral Castle. This is when, what's-his-face was in the game? Poseidon. I have something in my eye, and it is bothering me right now. Hold on. Oh, man. Coral Castle. I didn't like when Poseidon was in the game. Not Poseidon. It was, what's his name? Aquaman, not Poseidon. What am I saying? Aquaman. I thought it was kind of dumb. Like they kept using collabs. Like at that point, it was like every season was starting to turn into a collab, and I was like, okay, you know what? It's still okay, but it is kind of like I don't need. Like it was just becoming season after season, kind of annoying. So I'm gonna give this place. It was cool. It was a B. I didn't land here all that much. I wish I played Chapter 4, 2, Season 4 more, but it was so good. I mean, I when I did play it, I enjoyed it a lot, but it was like, at the same time, I kind of quit playing it. I don't know why I quit playing it, but I did. And yeah, you're crazy, Darwin. Take that back right now. Stark Industries, from landing there, I loved the Stark rifle, and I loved the action that was there. It was like a Tilted Towers. I think, you know, getting Tony Stark's medallion thing was super cool. Getting to shoot the beam. I liked it. I liked it a lot, and it's gonna get an A. They made a big comeback from Chapter 2, Season 3, for sure. Jacob, it's good, bro. Doom's Domain, it was Pleasant Park. There's nothing to complain about here. Getting Doom's thing was awesome. I'm gonna give it, this is an A. I'm gonna give it an S actually. Doom's Domain though, that place is an S tier place. It was just Pleasant Park, but amazing. Hunter's Haven. I need to look that up. Hunter's Haven. Hunter's Haven. Oh, I remember this place. I remember being here with, they had, this was Chapter 2, Season 5, I believe. This is when they brought the Mandalorian into the game. How many more POIs are there? There's a couple. Do I play Festival at all? No, I don't. Not at all. Darwin, you're gonna have to send me the clip because I want to see it. Hunter's Haven, I didn't like very much. It was kind of, it was like really open. There was a couple buildings. It was okay. I'm gonna give it a B. Stealthy Stronghold. This is when they had like dinosaurs in the game. That was buns. I don't know what they were doing, but they made this Primal season and it sucked so much. Oh, Darwin, yeah, bro. Upload what you want, bro. It sucked so much. Stealthy Stronghold, it was cool. I'm going to give it a B. But it was like, man, I hated this season a lot. Salty Towers, this was the best part about this season. I liked that it was Salty Springs. I mean, obviously, Salty Springs and Tilted Towers combined. It was cool. I liked it. It gets an S tier. Good action. It was cool. Colossal Coliseum. It had decent loot. I mean, I think you fought people in there, or you could fight NPCs in there. Cool boss in there. Cool, you get this like colossal dude, or this warrior dude, if I remember it right. And it was cool. I wasn't my favorite, but I'm gonna give it I would give it an A. But just how much I didn't like this season, it brings it down to a B. I would give it all. I mean, it could be F, but it's a cool POI itself. The Spire, this place sucked. Those stupid boots you got were the most useless thing ever. Being able to jump 3 times, like, come on, that was so crap. That was so crap. Going through all this work to get some crappy boots. The loot, I remember being sucky. It was super. I didn't like it. I gotta say one thing about it, and I didn't like it. That's all. That's what I'm gonna say. Colossal Crops. Oh man, I'm gonna tell you right here. We're gonna look ahead. From here to here. No. Here. I'm gonna be able to zoom through this. They're gonna get a lot of low reviews. Colossal Crops. I need to get a refresh. Colossal Crops. I don't. Oh, I remember this place. I didn't land here all that much. And it just kind of looks like a crappy version of Anarchy Acres and Fatal Fields. It's going to get a B tier. Cool. I like the farm, but it was just not that good. Boney Burbs. I remember this place. I got to get a little refresh. Maybe I don't. They're building the Tilted Towers building. No, I do. Yeah, I remember. I always landed that. If I landed there, it was always the Tilted Towers building. It was okay loot. Nothing. It was just nothing crazy. It's gonna get a C tier. Again, this season I didn't play a whole bunch. It was kind of crappy. They did a lot of just crappy. They started to fall down in the quality. Yeah, Darwin, I'm gonna do 2 parts, maybe 3. Well, I will start speeding up a little bit. I won't go in depth, things I really care about, I'll go in depth. Coney Complex. I didn't land here all that much, but it was a better Colossal Crops. It's gonna get an A tier. Believer Beach, the season was kind of buns. I mean, it was cool, but it was not. The railgun was cool, but it was not, because it was so broken. The alien weapons were cool, but they were not. The ships, I hated. It's gonna get a B tier. Again, I didn't land there all that much. Gotta look at Sludgy Swamp. Sludgy Swamp. Oh, I was like when Slurp Swamp got all weird. Yeah, yeah, it started to change up. I think it's just a worse version of Slurpy, what's it? Slurpy, where is it? Where is he? Slurpy Swamp. It's just a worse version. I'm gonna give it a B. Corny Crops. Let's take a look. Oh, this season started. This is like when that one girl started to take over. It was like destroyed. There was like nothing there, from what I see and what I remember. It was like okay. Another B. Now these places, I remember landing the pyramid. I don't remember this place. No, I do. It was so weird. Hold on, I need to get a remembrance, or a refresh. Maybe I do. Yeah, I do. I did not like this place at all. I thought it was cool, but they started to bring like bosses in and all this stuff. It was a cool POI, but it's mid, a C. The pyramid, again, C, wasn't my favorite. The final event, the base, I remember doing this final event. There were so many cubes in this or something. It's a little fuzzy. I'm going to give it a B just because it got us out of Chapter 2 and put us into Chapter 3. That's the only reason, because I got to realize that we're out of this. Sanctuary, S. You could fly up. The loot was good. The season was fire. It was good. It was great. Corny Crossroads. I liked this place a lot. I landed there pretty frequently, middle of the map. A tier. This season was great. This season was really great. Sleepy Sound. I don't remember Sleepy Sound. Hold on. Sleepy Sound. POI. Okay. Oh, dude. I think this place was middle of the line here, B. You could land both sides, but I do remember it being, I don't know, it just wasn't my thing. There was good loot, action was okay. You had two different sides you could land on. It was okay. Camp Cuddle. I need to make sure. Yeah, Camp Cuddle is the giant thing on the top of the hill, right? I believe. I just want to make sure. Yeah, I'm right. Camp Cuddle, I liked. Great vibes, that old Fortnite vibes, was back. It was good. I liked it. Log Jam, this was a spot that I liked a lot. It's an A. Good mats, good loot. There was, other people that would land there, nothing crazy, but you could get a little bit of action, get you going in the game, and then rush out of there with some good mats. Good, it was a good spot. I like that. That was one of my favorite spots. Shifty Shafts, Chapter 3. I need a refresher on this. I think it's just like, it was just like Shifty Shafts. Yeah, it was literally just Shifty Shafts. That place is, I mean, what am I going to say? It's not good. I'm not going to say it's as good as the original, but it's very good. And it was a great bringing people back. The Chapter 3 Tilted Towers, I liked it. The only reason it's not double S is because that blimp was very annoying. The blimp was very annoying being up there, just being able to shoot down on people. But, because you could just camp on the top of the blimp. That was so annoying. Greasy Grove Chapter 3, again, same case. It's going to be a S tier. It was a great bring back, but it's just not the OG. Rocky Reels. I didn't land here very often, and the case was it wasn't that good. It was literally just, where is it? Why can't I remember the place? Risky Reels, but just reskinned. So it was okay. It just wasn't the same thing, So Rocky Reels is going to get an A. Chapter 3 was better than parts of Chapter 2 was good, but then once it got to later, it kind of was crap. But then Chapter 3 kind of brought it back. It was good. Chapter 4 was good. Chapter 5 is the worst chapter Fortnite. We'll get there. Condo Canyon, I like a lot. Condo Canyon gets an S. Good action. Open. Big area. How many more POIs are there? There are a pretty good amount. Pretty good amount, but we're going to start speeding through this a little bit better. The Speedway, I think it was, yeah, it was okay. I mean, it was cool because, like, you get a racetrack and there's cars, but I didn't like the cars necessarily, so that's a problem. And the loot was okay, so it's going to get a B tier. Ready to go. Yeah. The Daily Bugle is an S tier area. The Spider-Man mythics were so awesome. So awesome. I mean, I can't tell you how they were so awesome. That was a great collaboration. It wasn't based around this, but they had it in there, which was perfect. It was still Fortnite, but they added this in. It was perfect. Daily Bugle was super cool. The Jonesies was a C tier area. It was not very good loot-wise, creativity-wise, action-wise. I'm honestly just going to give it a D tier. It was not good. Hold on. Snaps Station. Let's see. I need a refresher on this. Landed here very few times, so it's not memorable for me, or it's just not very good. It's gonna get a C tier. From what I see, it just looks okay. It looks pretty basic. I mean, it has cool designs for the buildings, but from what I can tell, it just looks okay. Fort Jonesy. I need a refresher on this. Fort Jonesy. I remember this place, and I'm gonna say that it was a cool name, but the place was okay. It was just okay. It's gonna get a C tier. Covert Cavern. Sometimes I just need to see that top view. Oh, this place was really cool. Really creative. It was in the mountain. I like that it was in the mountain. You get to go inside the mountain. That's cool to me. I'm gonna give it an A. Creativity wise, the loot is good. Yeah. Command Cavern. Hold on. IR, what's good, bro? Dante, what's good, bro? Command Cavern. Oh, dude, I did not like this place that much. The dumb blimp was... the blimps weren't my favorite. The blimps weren't my favorite. It's going to get a C tier. I can say I didn't land here that much. It's just not my favorite. The Fortress, again, it looks cool, but I never landed here. The loot wasn't that good. It was just okay. Just okay. Oh no. The Collider. The Collider. This was the Doomsday device. I didn't land here. It's gonna be, what is it? It's gonna be okay. I need to check something really quick. Okay, sorry. It's gonna get a C again. Cool, but it just wasn't my thing. Reality Falls is gonna get a B. Loot was good. It was a giant tree. What can you complain about there? It looks cool. I would love to just hang out in this tree personally in real life. Cool. Greasy Grove Chapter 3, Season 3. I need to look at that. Because they probably... Oh, it's like all broken. It was just a worse version. Like, once again, it was just a worse version of Greasy Grove, but it's still Greasy Grove, so it gets a B tier. But it was like really messed up. The Rave Cave. I loved the Rave Cave. Great OG, or not OG, but great Fortnite feels. The giant cuddle team leader. I loved it all. It was great. I loved it. Shuffled Shrines. It was okay for me. It's gonna get a bit of B. I didn't land here all that much, but I did sometimes. It was okay. Butter Bloom. I like this place. The man cake was awesome. Man cake was awesome. So I'm gonna give this one an A. I remember landing there pretty good amount. I don't remember this place at all. I don't. So I'm gonna make a below. Never. Don't. This is gonna go on the don't remember. I don't remember that, to be honest. Lazy or Sleepy Shrubs. Let's get a refresh on this. A lot of these, this place was just okay. D tier, nothing crazy. A couple times I landed there. Couple. That's about it. Log Jam Lotus. They started making these POIs like, nah, like cool POI that we're gonna collab it with something, except for it's just okay. C tier. Lazy Lagoon. I did like this place though. Not a crazy amount, but it was cool. It was cool. Reminded me of the pirate from chapter 1. Herald Sanctum. This place was it was okay. The cat, I'm gonna go to a B. The castle was cool. I didn't like the dogs. The chrome was weird, but you got to fight a boss. You got a cool gun. I'll give it a B. Wasn't my favorite though. Shimmering Shrine. This place sucked. It's getting a D tier. That's all I gotta say. I mean, in these low ones, what do I really say? They're just obviously not my favorite. I can't tell you why I don't like it. Chrome Gem Junction. I think this place is cool. I'm gonna give this place a B. I believe this was during like the summer or something. I remember there was like a summery event there, and that's when I landed there. So I think that was cool. YouTube, we will be back with a part 2 of this. We'll get to see the rest of this, and yeah, so I look forward to seeing you guys there. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your guys' favorite POI is of all time in the comments below. And yeah, I'm looking forward to part 2. We'll see where this all ends up. Thank you for watching. We will see you guys in the next part.